Okay, hello friends, and welcome to Since Memories Off the Starry Sky. I was given this game off of Keymailer for free. And I just realized today it's by mages who made Steins Gate. And I'm also doing a playthrough of Steins Gate right now. So this is very, very exciting for me. I was excited because it was just another visual novel in general, and I was like, hey, this will be fun. But then I noticed it's by the same people, and now I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. So, without further ado, my friends, we are going to start. Right off the bat, it looks really pretty, and I'm very interested to see what this is about, because obviously Steins Gate is about time travel, but not all of these stories are about time travel. So, successor to the celebrated Memories Off series, set 10 years after Memories Off, and set in a modern setting. This familiar coming-of-age visual novel is full of growth, love, and healing. God. Okay. Follow the story of, it's either Junya or Junya. I'm really sorry if I say that wrong. I can't words for my life. Lost his own world, but Follow the story of Junya, lost in his own world, but soft-hearted and ready to help those in need. His close friends try to keep him grounded following the tragic loss of his brother. Trying to move on from his grief, focus on his studies and his work, he loses himself in trying to help others. That sounds really interesting, actually. So, let's see what happens, shall we? I'm very excited. I've never heard of Off Memories, so see how this goes. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Everything began from those since memories of that day. Since memories? I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to read it. I'm so sorry. Okay. It's a promise. I should probably turn that off, huh? Okay, so this does do the same as before. Let me just go to options, and we're gonna turn off the voice. Message speed fast. Just because I feel like it's just better if we have, let's turn voice volume all the way down, or mostly down, so that if I fucked it up, I wonder if this will actually do anything. Hold on. Oh, it does look better. Yes. Wow, that cleared right up. Okay. Enter is okay. Ease next. Okay. There we go. Aren't you hungry? Back then. It's an easy job. I was thinking of letting you meet with the client too. Sounds good. Who are they and what kind of job is it? I was burdened with a sin. Oh shit. You stay here. What are you talking about? I'm going with you. Apparently not. Wait. Wait for me, brother. Wait for me. Oh, flashbang. I cried out for dear life, and it cleaved through the almost illusory landscape. And it was directed at... What? A familiar face looked down at me. With a breath caught in my throat, I could see my foolish reflection in a pair of dignified black eyes hovering over me. Ah, you're awake. What the? What the isn't what you should be saying here, Junya? Yeah. His dark eyes narrowed as I gave that non-answer. Her lips curled into a smile and her hair drifted to the side with a slight tilt of her head. I couldn't help but find each and every movement striking, and it only pulled me further from slumber. Are you still half asleep, Junya? Do you know who I am? You're Chihaya. Chihaya? It's unusual for you to act this way. Chihaya giggled, rising to her feet. That's right, I am Chihaya Hojo. Chihaya. Where are we? This is the academy we attend. You're Junya Mizumoto, my childhood friend. I'd finally returned to the real world after being trapped in a dream. Chihaya. I hope I'm gonna say that right. That's right. Do you remember who this is? Chihaya mischievously spun her finger out in front of her chest and pointed towards the women at her side. I knew who this person was as well. Hinata. I see? I probably said that so wrong. I'm so sorry. That's correct. Thank goodness. It sounds like you're fully awake. If you had gotten that answer wrong, I had half a mind to spray you with water. I gave a half-hearted smile in response, but the look in her eyes behind those glasses told me it had been a joke. No need to be so rough. The best way to wake Sleeping Beauty is with a prince's kiss, after all. What's that supposed to mean? I need your advice and came looking for you, only to find Sleeping Beauty lying here under the trees. I'm clearly not cut out to be Sleeping Beauty. Fwah. My response was cut short by a yawn that I could no longer hold back. I may have been unconscious, but I needed a little more time to fully come to my senses. Quite the big yawn. My bad, I was up all night working. Fwah. And you did? Are you alright? She looked concerned and leaned towards me, but I gently fended her off with my hand. No matter how long we had been friends, I honestly thought it was improper for a man and a woman to be in such close proximity. Chihaya had always been terrible at invading my personal space. I was used to it by now, but... Yeah, I got the hint. It would be bad if people started spreading rumors about our esteemed Chihaya here. Chihaya herself, however, was acting like her usual self and remained oblivious to our concerns. Chihaya and I met a long time ago, back when we were in kindergarten. She didn't quite understand at the time that she was a high-class lady in a different social stratum. If I'd learned anything from living in this area, it was that everyone knew the distinguished, reputable Hojo family of Sumi Sora. Chihaya's father was an active local politician. Her grandfather had once held a similar position, which made their bloodline all the more prestigious. Big words. It was safe to assume that a fine young lady like Chihaya was nothing short of perfect if she belonged to such an amazing family. She tried not to flaunt her fortunate upbringing, but it really was just something she aspired to hide, even though she actually couldn't. Even so, we were childhood friends despite my being raised in a normal household. Even I thought it was weird that I could speak so openly with someone like Chihaya. Our university friends had gone so far as to grill me about our conversations, but... Are you really okay? Do you want to rest for a little while longer? I was simply having an ordinary chat with a friend. Chihaya-sama, you mustn't spoil him. Hinata? Chihaya seemed like she wanted to interject, but Hinata immediately turned her attention back to me and continued. You clearly need to take better care of yourself while on the job, Junya-san. Besides, you knew from the start that it would be difficult to work as a handyman and keep up your studies at the same time. You decided to go through with it regardless, so you must see it through until the end. It felt like I was being lectured by a teacher or parent, but it didn't make her words any less true, and I was left with no choice but to unconditionally surrender. Haha, you're exactly right, Hinata, sorry. Please don't make fun of me. Hinata looked away, seemingly bashful, but quickly regained her composure. Also, Junya-san, you said you were up all night, but I assume you weren't actually at work? Impressive, Hinata. A full surrender, promptly for the second time. I held up both hands in defeat, and Hinata sighed as if to say, good grief. It is obvious. Really? Junya-san's favorite author released their brand new novel yesterday. Oh, I get it. Both of you know me so well. We just happen to have been together since we were little, that's all. Yes, our families just happen to have been close for 15 years. Chihaya looked back and forth between me and Hinata, somewhat happily. Just as she said, the three of us had been friends since childhood, but... As someone who associates himself with the Hojo family, I wish Junya-san would get his act together a little more. This was the typical template Hinata followed when lecturing me. I needed to change the topic. So, you need to talk to me? Or to... Suigendo? Well, both, but I suppose it may wind up with me asking Suigendo for a favor. I see. In that case, rather than having you repeat yourself twice, let's go talk to my brother. Crap. I was apparently still under that dream's influence. Their expressions faltered simultaneously. Never mind. I'd better get going. I have to work after this and I'm meeting up with Jin-san. There was honestly no rush, but I didn't want them to see how pathetic I was. As long as it's not urgent, can we take care of this another time? Of course, please prioritize your work. If you have work, then please get going. Both nodded and returned to their usual calm selves, seemingly out of consideration for my feelings. Thank you, I've gotta go. Although I was more grateful than I let on, I spun on my heel and started to run. I wonder if Junya was dreaming about his brother? Most likely, it is that time of year. It's already been a year. Hey, Hinata, I think I held it together okay, but how did my face look? I'm sure you have nothing to worry about, but I'm afraid you are incapable of hiding your emotions. What do you mean? Besides, Junya-san knows how you feel without having to look at your face. And what is that supposed to mean? Let's go, Uncle is waiting for us. No fair! Okay, so far I'm very intrigued. Since. I met up with Jin-san and we drove over to today's work site in the Suigendo company car. Suigendo. The community-based general store that we, the Mizumoto family, operated. Jin-san was one of our employees. He'd been working for Suigendo for as long as I could remember, but the exact number of years was lost on me. He was practically a member of the family at this point. Alrighty, I'm counting on you, Jun. Today's job is, well, pretty much the usual. That's pretty vague, isn't it? Our client's Uto-san from Zaimakuza. I'm gonna fuck up these names. I am going to apologize right now to anyone watching, to anyone that's Japanese or knows how to pronunciate these words properly. I am an anime lover. I like my visual novels. I like all that, but I am a lost cause trying to say some of these words. Okay, so I'm gonna apologize right now if I'm not saying it properly. I'm so sorry, but I'm trying. Okay. Oh, sure, you got it. With Suigendo being a general store, it was our job to pretty much do anything and everything. It was mostly physical labor, ranging from staples like weeding and moving assistance to minor household repairs and downtown crowd control. We genuinely did everything. We were often asked to perform a wide variety of odd one-off jobs for local residents, but there were some exceptions with our regular customers needing the usual. Which was great and all, but I wasn't an official Suigendo employee. I was in my third year of university, so my primary occupation was that of a student. Although I was a member of the family, I only worked part-time. Man, I'm glad it's sunny out. This job would suck in the rain. Jin-san was right. We could work through this particular job with ease under clear skies. With Jin-san at the steering wheel, I was left to rock to the car's oscillations in the passenger seat. The lack of sleep and steady rocking of the vehicle almost made it feel like an adult-sized cradle, but I couldn't afford to doze off. You've got a job to do, me! Still, it's weird for you to be late, Jun. It's not like you're me or something. Jin-san glared at me out of the corner of his eye. I stayed up later than I meant to reading a book. Oh, don't tell my old man. I'll treat you to a drink later. I'm not gonna take your bribe, Jun. His strict stance only lasted a second before he flashed me a wide grin. Make it 2. Fine, fine. Despite what he said, I could picture Jin-san handing the second drink to me after work. That was just the kind of person he was. He'd likely say, I can do whatever I want with what's given to me, right? What is it? It's nothing. We'll be there in 20 minutes. You can catch a few winks if you're tired. Nah, I'll be fine. When we stopped at a red light at the intersection, Jin-san flipped on his right blinker. Jin-san, that's the wrong way. What? Your blinker. We're not headed to the right. I'm in the mood to travel along the coast. Jin-san. I gave him a deliberate glare, earning a resigned smile in return. Fine, we'll take the mountain route today. When the light turned green, he urged the car to the left. There was a long, hilly road up ahead. Sorry to be a pain. It's nothing like that. I'm all right now, okay? Ha, most people who say that aren't fine at all. Haha. After a short while, Jin-san quietly murmured to himself. A year already, huh? Yeah. A year had passed since then. My old brother... Jesus motherfucking Christ. I need to words. My older brother, Takaya Mizumoto, had died in a traffic accident. He was several years older than me, and everyone looked up to him. Ouch. Yes. Takaya was my older brother and everyone's hero. Although he could be strict at times, he was kind, dependable, and would always lend a helping hand if someone asked for it. I'm sure it would sound fake if I were to say he could make friends with anyone, but he was genuinely that sort of person. Takaya was, in reality, always at the center of any interpersonal groups, whether it was among friends, with the locals, or otherwise. Maybe I could call him a facilitator? Takaya was truly skilled at making connections with people and bringing them together. Planets congregated and revolved around the radiant sun in a smooth, miraculous fashion. That was the sort of person Takaya had been. From where I stood, everyone had always looked so happy whenever they were with him. Takaya never ceased to amaze me, and I was genuinely excited to watch him when I was younger. Heroes really do exist. That's my big brother. That was the sort of impression I had of him. But I started to see things for what they really were. The differences between myself and Takaya. Although we were siblings, we couldn't be more different. I didn't have the sort of personality that attracted others. I could be kind to everyone, but I didn't have the wisdom nor the strength to help those in need. Unlike him, I wasn't the sun. Nothing went smoothly with me at the center. Everyone has something they are good at. If you want to find out what that is, you need to connect with others, or be with those who become even better people when you're with them. Takaya had once said that to me. It wasn't an especially difficult concept, but I couldn't be like Takaya. Hey, Jun? Yeah. My bad. Why are you apologizing, Jin-san? If anything, I should apologize to him, as everything he said was the truth. It's only been a year, huh? That's right. Our conversation trailed off. We made our way up the mountain without slowing down. Yes? Hello, we spoke on the phone yesterday. We are Suigendo. Yes, yes, I will be right there. Yo-ho! She tottered down the hall with a heap of books in hand and headed for the stairs. How many dozens more trips would we make with these today? Man, she's built up quite a collection. It hasn't even been half a year since we came here last. You're right. Uto-san was a regular client of Suigendo's. She was quite a bookworm who had crammed her apartment full with books. Over the last couple of years, she would call and arrange for us to deliver her books to the secondhand book drop-off whenever she eventually ran out of space to sleep. Jesus! Well, it's not our place to judge what our clients do. Still done. Isn't that a little much? Don't fall over. I can handle it. As I said that, I went to go down the stairs ahead of Jin-san when... I ran into a small girl who had just raced down the stairs. Oh! I nearly dropped the pile of books, but somehow managed to keep my balance. Told you so. I'll carry half. Please do. Sorry, I was spacing out. The girl I had bumped into bowed her head apologetically. She was shorter than Mizora. Mizora? Possibly a high schooler. No, maybe middle schooler? Nah, it's my fault. I guess I should ask, but you didn't hurt yourself, right? No, I'm alright. The girl looked at me with her mouth still slightly ajar. Kind of a unusual reaction. Oh, shit! Oh, God. Oh, God! You're gonna make me decide what to say to people? Oh, God. Okay. Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're okay? The same girl who had just been staring at me in a daze practically pushed me out of the way and went up the stairs without a word. She ran towards the room furthest inside, all but dove in to get away, then closed the door. What the? Isn't that love at first sight? Junior, you're popular with the younger ladies. Looks like Eino-chan has a new rival. Jensen looked incredibly amused. And wait, why bring up Eino-chan's name there? Don't do anything that could get you in trouble with the cops. Would you lay off and help me load the stuff up? Fine, fine. That appears to be everything. As always, we'll be taking these books into our care. Yep, I'm counting on you for the next time. The room was fairly pristine now, but it would likely be packed with books in less than 6 months. Sooner or later, these books would fall over and she'd find herself in a real dilemma after they swallowed her up. But that wasn't for me to worry about. Alright, please excuse me. I bowed politely and hopped in the car where Jin-san was waiting. Now then, why don't I head to the bookshop? Oh, Asusa-chan. Sorry for all the noise. Who are those people? Suigendo, a general store. A general store? They're handymen and they've helped out a few times around here. They have a shop near Hachimen Shrine. If anything comes up, you can go to them for help too. Near Hachimen Shrine. Are you all set? I'm off to the bookshop then. Ah, sorry. Thank you very much. It's fine. I'm glad I got to talk with you, Azusa-chan. Suigendo. That means... I don't know what that means. This is my stop. I had him park in front of Sumisora Station, and I only got out. Jinsen was headed to meet with the vendor of the drop-off location for the secondhand books, which is where they would be appraised. I wouldn't be of much help to him if I did take along, so I had him drop me off along the way. Trying to keep fuel costs down, huh? That's the owner's son for you. Your management senses are really starting to come into their own. It's not like that. My old man said as much the other day. If you use our vehicles for personal use, it's going to come out of your salary. You know he says that all the time, right? The truth is, Mizora asked me to grab some stuff for dinner. Not much you can do about that then. Orders from Mizora-chan are a higher priority than from the company president. Mizora was my little sister. She was going to be a third year in high school this spring and would soon have her hands full with entrance exams. Jesus, if I could words, that'd be great. Sorry. Still, she spared no effort when it came to household chores and finding bargains, as she always made sure to text me a shopping list over Choco. I don't know what that is, but okie dokie. Then again, her entrance exams are coming up and I'd like to lighten her workload. You know, didn't Misora-chan say it wasn't necessary to baby her so much? She'd probably say, chores are my responsibility. Yeah, you're probably right. We had no mother in our home. She got sick and passed away shortly before Misora enrolled in elementary school. Our father and Takuya had raised us ever since. At some point along the way, Misora had taken over all of the housework and was promoted to our manager as Suigendo. Neither I nor our old man could defy her. Alright, would you mind taking care of the rest? Sure, I'm gonna head home now, but I'll return the van tomorrow. Jinsei waved to me from the car window and took off. Alright, let's knock out this shopping. Just now? No, I must be seeing things. Kanagawa Prefecture, Sumisora City. Sumisora, sorry. I said that wrong. It was common knowledge that this is one of the primary tourist locations that represented the entire Kanto region. Tourists travel far and wide year-round to check out the various shrines and temples, like the Sumisora Buddha statue, the Sumisora Hachiman Shrine, as well as the Zeni Arai Benzaiten Shrine. Holy shit, Japan. Your words. The autumn months were especially packed with students on field trips. Beachgoers littered the coast over the summer, and there was often a huge turnout in Ashikajima, where there was an aquarium famous for its dolphin shows. Ooh, dolphin shows! I love dolphins. This upcoming Golden Week peak travel season for the city. Although the beach wasn't open to the public yet, droves of people came to the Buddha statue, Hachiman Shrine, and Ashikajima looking for a good time. There was a sharp decline in visitor last year due to a record-setting infectious outbreak, but everyone was excited to make up for lost time. Interesting, I wonder when this was set. This simultaneously meant an increase in work for Suigendo, the local general store. I don't understand why a general store does like house calls and stuff. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's not what a general store does here. I mean, the fuck do I know? I live in Canada. But a general store is not the same here, obviously. Small times requests such as door hinges in poor shape or cracked tile on a person's floor came in on a daily basis. Well, my old man took on the majority of those tasks. The clients would pay the shop, and then Suigendo would take its cut. Once all was said and done, I would use what money I earned to purchase ingredients for today's dinner. You could really feel the economy moving. Looking at Misora's list, yep, bought everything. Hey, Jun-chan. Jun-chan? I don't know if it was Jun or June. So I'm probably just gonna like go back and forth between them until I figure out how to pronounce it correctly. At the green grocer across the street, the shopping district chairman waved to me as he walked over. Hello. Perfect timing. How long do you think the repair is going to take? The sunshade, right? The part should arrive tomorrow. The chairman's shop had mobile style sunshades, awnings to use the proper name, which were old and moved poorly, so Swigendo performed annual maintenance. The awnings themselves had been installed decades ago, and they utilized oddly shaped bolts. These had poor mobility once they wore out, so we swapped them out periodically, but the manufacturer had long since gone out of business, so there was nowhere to procure them from. My father had asked a favor from a factory he was familiar with and had them manufacture the bolts on a made-to-order basis. These were the sort of jobs a general shop undertook when they had long-held roots in their local area. I can handle the installation myself, and we should be able to make it in time for the weekend, even if the company president is away. That would be great. By the way, is she a friend of yours? Huh? I looked to where the chairman pointed. Oh, she disappeared. It looked like this small girl was staring at you, Jun-kun. Maybe a friend of Masora's? She does come to the office once in a while. No, it didn't seem like that's who she was to me. Well, whatever. Looks like you've got this. Yes, sir. I will let the company president know. Once the chairman went back to the shop, I turned back around one more time. Komachi Dori was the same as ever, and there was no way a girl would be leering at me. Oh well. Once you left Komachi Dori and walked along the path that crossed in front of Sumisora Hachiman Shrine, you would find the Suigendo office. The office only occupied a small corner of what was essentially my residence. I lived together with my sister Misora and my father Washio. My father was the one who founded Suigendo. Although the company primarily focused on manual labor, it was a valued business in the local area. My father and Jinsun were the only two full-time employees, while Misora and I helped out part-time. The office remained locked while my father and Jinsun were out on a job, which left Misora to tend the shop once she got home from school. Just as I was about to unlock the door, I happened to sense someone watching me from behind. I kept my hand on the handle and turned to look back. There was street traffic, but nobody looking at me. Just my imagination? This may have been a lingering, bizarre midday dream I'd had. I'm back. I did the shopping. Junya. Okay, that's how they say it. Welcome back, Junya. Chihaya and Hinata, who had split up with at the university, were seated on the sofa used for business negotiations and drinking barley tea. I suppose it wasn't out of the norm to see my childhood friends act like this place was their home away from home. You're here? I would have come straight back if you'd chocoed me. The fuck is choco? Text? Email? What is this? We would have felt bad if we had bothered you while you were working, but we just got here. Both Chihaya and Hinata had come over often to play until middle school. Visits were scarce once they enrolled in an all-girls high school, but it wasn't unusual for them to stop by the office to chat every now and again. For that matter, Swigendo considered the Hojo and Icy families valuable clients. I don't think that's how you say that, but I don't know how to say that. After setting aside the shopping tote filled with food on the desk, I took a peek inside and found no trace of my sister. Where's Masora? She usually keeps an eye on the shop. She flew out the door with Aino-chan when we got here. Those girls. She said, take care of the shop until bro comes home. Aino-chan did ask whether or not it was okay for them to bail, though. Shouldn't that normally be the other way around? Well, Aino-chan didn't seem the type who would neglect her duties to watch over the house. Aino-chan was Masora's best friend. She was Masora's classmate, who she'd known since middle school, and it seemed like they were quite close. Aino-chan came over to hang out at our place basically every day. Unfortunately, Masora used Aino-chan as an excuse to skip out on watching the shop all the time. I'll have to confront her about it later. Well, it's fine if she's gone, since I'll be here for the rest of the night. What a kind brother you are. This kind of thing is normal. Normal. I wish I had a little sister too. I would love to say things like, it's normal. Just normal. Like you did. That again? Chihaya-sama, let's continue our conversation. Oh, you're right. Hinata got their seemingly derailed conversation back on track. It was a common sight for us. When Chihaya and I were alone, we would often get sidetracked and chat about nothing particularly important. Junya, do you mind if we pick back up our conversation from earlier? Is that why you're here? Sure, I don't mind. Oh, you mentioned something about a favor before. I sat down beside Hinata and faced Chihaya. This favor isn't a request for Suigendo, I assume. It may end up that way, but I don't believe it amounts to that yet. She set the cup of barley tea aside, faced me head on, and gave me a probing look. Do you remember grandfather's residence? The three of us played there when we were little. The old Hojo manager? The one in Matoi. That's it! You remembered! Chihaya's face lit up at my quick response and seemed rather delighted, in fact. Which meant... Did you think I'd forget? Well, it was quite a long time ago. Even Hinata agreed that it wouldn't be strange if you had forgotten. When she brought the subject out, Hinata flitted a look my way. It is Junya-san we're talking about. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, nothing. It clearly seemed like she had something in mind. I knew you would remember. We made a lot of great memories there. We got to play in the huge house, and Grandma and Grandpa were always kind to us. Grandma and Grandpa, Chihaya's grandparents, had lived in the old Hojo estate. The three of us had played there a lot in elementary school. It was a huge house with a ton of rooms, and we spent most of our time playing hide and seek. Visits eventually became scarce, and I stopped seeing her grandparents. I see. Chihaya's lips curled into a smile. She must have been reminiscing on those times too. However, her expression quickly grew serious. After grandfather passed away last year, we had a lot of difficulty deciding on how to manage the old estate. Yes, they had already passed on, Grandma a few years back and Grandpa last year. As such, the estate was unoccupied. I had no idea its ownership was still up in the air, though. But, since you say had difficulty deciding, I asked Father if we could renovate it. Huh? Renovation? You're redoing the place? You're redoing the house? No, that would be restoring a deteriorated home. Is that not what this is? We aren't restoring it, we're restructuring it on a large scale. Restructuring, meaning... She made it sound so simple, but was it really okay for her to make that decision? Sorry, you're basically telling me that the house is yours now? Not quite. I didn't expect that sort of answer as she shook her head. I'd like to open up a shop inside the house. A shop? Yes, one where people will congregate, and I want to ask you to help me do it, Junya. I had no idea where she was going with this. I mean, I understood she wanted to turn the house into a shop of some sort, but why was she suggesting something like this? Hinata, did you know about this? I will not interfere with Chihaya-sama's wishes. You look pretty unhappy about this, all things considered. I knew what this was. She's trying to get Chihaya to come to me for advice to put a stop to Chihaya's whims. This had happened multiple times in the past. Surely Chihaya had a reason, but this was too much. She wanted to open a shop? Chihaya wasn't a little kid, dreaming of the future. Besides, it's not like she had time to manage a business. Chihaya, I'm sure you know. Know what? That you're going to get married once you graduate university. Chihaya was the lady of the Hojo family. Her position came with responsibilities far departed from those of us commoners. One of those being marriage. When I pointed that out to her, Chihaya's poker face remained intact. Of course. Well then... The office door opened, making just enough noise to drown out my voice. Oh, hi. It was the girl I'd run into at the apartment building. Perhaps my mind hadn't really been playing tricks on me the few times I spotted her on my way home. The girl stood in the open door and proceeded to stare at us with wide eyes. Chihaya remained silent, appearing perplexed by the girl's strange behavior, and Hinata eyed her quizzically. Her being here would suggest she was a customer of Suigendo's. Welcome. May I help you with something? First things first, I got her from the sofa and gave her the conventional greeting. Whoa! You're not Takaya? Oh, that's what it was? My brother and I had a similar physique, especially from behind, but it was a mistake people often made. Everyone around here knew my brother, and it appeared this girl did as well. She was clearly in a daze when I approached her and leaned down enough to meet her gaze. You knew Takaya? I'm sorry, but my brother's no longer with us. He was in a traffic accident last year. I know. I see. It's possible she caught a glimpse of me from behind and believed Takaya was alive, which is how she ended up following me here. Shinya, why not offer some tea? Isn't she an acquaintance of Takiya-san's? Chihaya came up beside me at some point and apprehensively gave that suggestion. That's a good idea. If you wouldn't mind, why don't you tell me how you knew my brother? Like that. Huh? What? How can you smile like that? It's your... The girl looked up at me, her eyes flaring with rage. It's your fault. Who are you? It's your fault. It's your fault Takeya died. You killed him. What? The fuck? That's quite an opening. Holy shit. That's me. I think that's how you say that. Chihaya. Azusa. Hinata. Yuriko. Chunyu. Misora. What a fucking opening. Holy hell. Okay. Jesus. It was quiet. Almost as if all life on this planet on this plane ceased to exist. Or like it wasn't of this world at all. Yeah, right. That wasn't possible. Oh, but back then, this place has acted as an entrance to another world. What? I was left behind and there was nobody else left. He had passed on. Brother. Some girl named Azusa came by today. In my mind, I recognized those eyes teeming with animosity. This young woman, who still seemed too young and innocent, was tainted by a dark pitch-black loathing. As for why, she said it was my fault that you died. It was true. I was responsible for my brother's death. I had let him die. I may as well have killed him. Who in the world was she, and what sort of a relationship did she have with Takaya? Who was that girl, brother? I had no clue who she was, and dwelling on it wasn't going to help anything. Takaya was gone. There was no telling what he had going on in his personal life. All I knew was that young girl idolized Takaya. I was the reprehensible villain who had killed her hero. Hey, brother, what should I do? How should I deal with her? The questions just kept piling up, seeming to enshroud me on all sides. If I piled them all together until they reached the heavens, then perhaps they could reach Takaya on the other side? Unfortunately, sir, I don't think that's how that works. It's a promise. Aren't you hungry? Huh? When I looked to my side, Takaya was smiling from behind the steering wheel. Why do you think that? I went to the trouble to invite you out on a drive, but you've had this sour look on your face this whole time. It was a dream I often had around this time of year. And whose fault do you think that is? You stuffed me into a car the second you get back and won't tell me why or where we're going. Of course I'd be upset. It was part of the conversation I'd had with my brother right before the accident. You can eat that. Takaya pointed to the dashboard with his chin, gesturing to his bag. I took a look inside to find a single wrapped hamburger, and all I could do was glare at him. Again, it's not the food I'm unhappy with. You're not going to eat it? I will. It was true I'd been hungry. I opened the wrapper and bit into it. Takaya smiled when he looked over at me from the driver's seat. Meals are important. No matter what you do, do it on a full stomach. I could say the same to you. Isn't this your dinner? I'll eat plenty later. Holy shitballs, that scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. Woo! Holy shit, I play horror games all the time and I did not expect that. Takaya was 7 years my senior, always moving ahead of me, protecting me, and guiding me. After our mom passed away from illness, he had acted as a stand-in mother for Masora and I. I think it's Masora, so I'm going to say it like that, and if it's wrong, I'm so sorry. Y'all can correct me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong, okay? I'm trying here. I don't know. I watch enough anime, you think maybe I'd know, but I feel like they, Americanize, Canadianize, whatever, a lot of the names in stuff, so I'm used to names that don't sound so difficult. We'd fought more times than I could count, but I did believe he was someone I could never compete with. I considered Takaya more of a dependable adult than our dad. As I munched away on the hamburger, Takaya spoke to me. It's an easy job. I was thinking of letting you meet the client, too. The dream is going to end soon enough. A girlfriend? Didn't know you had one. That's not it. I know. I'd know if you had one. In the end, I wasn't sure where Takaya was headed or who he'd wanted me to meet. What I meant was, the person we're meeting today is different. Huh? So you really do have a girlfriend? I'll let you know if I get one. I never did find out whether Takaya was dating anyone. Sounds good. Who is it and what kind of job? The reason being, the accident happened immediately after this. Well, I received a major shock to the head, so I had hardly any recollection of the accident itself. It's a simple job, which is why the dream always ended here. Holy fuck. Oh my, holy jeez, oh my god. Whoa! Holy hot damn! The dream was still going. This is normally where I would wake up. Over there. It was Suigendo. I'll take a look. Takaya was there. You stay here. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm going with you. Wait. Takaya. Takaya turned the moment my hand grazed his shoulder. However, the young woman who came to Suigendo yesterday had taken his place. It's your fault Takaya died. You killed him. As soon as she came into view, an intense pain rushed through the pit of my stomach. I keeled over from excruciating pain and flopped over face down. Holy fuck. What? The car was up in flames, and someone was collapsed beside it. It was Takaya. Brother. What are you doing? Hey! This is no time to sleep. Get up! I tried to stand up, but the dull pain hit my stomach once more. Again and again and again. Yeah. I had to save Takaya. Hey, that hurts. You're finally awake. When I woke up, Misora was in her uniform and had just landed an axe kick on my stomach. How long are you gonna sleep for, Juni? Breakfast is ready. I checked the clock and saw it was 5 minutes past our usual breakfast time. Strange. Had my alarm not gone off? Either way, it seemed I was the one who needed to apologize, although it didn't quite sit right with me. Sorry. It's rare for you to oversleep. It must have been fun for Misora to get the upper hand on me when I was normally the one to always wake her up. She was squishing and tickling my belly with her foot. Come on, you'd better hurry and get up or else I'll do this to you. Idiot, cut it out. Get your foot off me. Also, don't spread your legs in front of other people. Your skirt's too short for it. Fine. I crawled out from my futon and got up. Ugh, my stomach was turning. Darn you, Misora. If you're going to wake me up, do it like a normal person. What's wrong, though? You went to bed earlier than I did yesterday. You just stay up too late into the night. A healthy college-age guy like me needs an infinite amount of sleep. That's a total waste. Young people need to have more fun. You're the young one here. Wait, did you peep into my room again without permission? Aw, what's the harm? If I see something I shouldn't, then I'll just pretend I didn't see anything at all. Idiot. Here, I'm going to get changed. I'll be down in a minute. Okay. I forgot. What is it? Morning, Juni. Sure. Good morning. Hehe, hurry it up, okay? I'll be down soon. Phew. The truth was, I knew Misora had quietly come to check on me sometime last night because she was worried. Although I had turned off my lights and gotten to bed last night, I hadn't actually been able to get to sleep until dawn. That young girl from Suigendo wound up weighing heavily on my mind. Okay. And this is where we're gonna save. And we will do more in a little bit. I hope that you guys enjoyed this so far. Very interesting. Again, I'm terribly sorry if I say the names wrong. And we'll see where this goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you so much. This was episode 1 of Since Memories. And I will see you guys soon.